In this video, you will learn how to simplify expressions using the distributive property. This allows you to get rid of those pesky parentheses. In 6th grade, you learned that the distributive property says that 2 times the quantity 5 plus 3 is the same as 2 times 5 plus 2 times 3. Hopefully this makes sense, because if we do both with order of operations, 5 plus 3 gives us 8, and then 2 times 8 gives us 16. And the other way, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 3 is 6, 10 plus 6 also gives us 16. So the pattern here being that we multiplied the 2 times the 5 and the 2 times the 3 to get 2 times 5 and 2 times 3. And last year you also saw, pretty briefly, but I think it was in there, that if you have variables you can use the same pattern. So 3 times 2x plus 7, you would multiply the 3 by the 2x and the 3 by the 7, like this, add those two parts together, and simplify it the way we've been talking about to get 6x plus 21. This is applying the distributive property. So it's okay if you don't remember this from last year. We're going to go ahead and practice a few now. And after that, we'll go ahead and do some with bigger simplifying problems. Okay, so go ahead and try it. You're going to try and simplify negative 5 times the quantity 4x minus 9. Pause, do it now. So to do this, you're going to first multiply the negative 5 times the 4x, and also the negative 5 times the negative 9, or times the 9. And then we simplify those two parts. So we get negative 20x, and the 5 times the 9 gives us 45, and subtracting a negative is the same as addition. So negative 20x plus 45. Okay, now let's try some where we have to simplify a bigger expression that has the distributive property within it. So pause again and try to simplify this expression. Use the distributive property first. It's like having parentheses first in the order of operations. We take care of the parentheses first, then do the other stuff. Okay, so my first step, I'm going to apply the distributive property to the 2 times x plus 1. That gives me 2 times x plus 2 times 1. Now I can't forget about the other parts of the expression, so I'll include those with it as I go. Now I'm going to simplify. Do the multiplication first. That gives me 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. And the other parts, now I need to combine like terms. So my x's I'll combine. 2x minus x will give me just 1x, and 5 plus 2 will give me 7. So x plus 7 should have been your final answer. Let's try a couple more. Pause now and try these two. All right, so the first one's a little bit tricky, figuring out what to do with that minus since there's no number there. So the way to think about this is that you're subtracting all of the stuff inside. You're subtracting the 5x, and you're also subtracting the 2. You're taking away all of it. We can also explain this as being like a negative 1, minus 1 times the 5x and the 2. And if you think about distributing the -1, that gives you a minus 5x and minus 2 from the -1 times 5x and the -1 times the 2. Either way you think about it, just make sure that the 5 and the 2 are made negative. And then we can simplify. So 10 minus 2 gives us 8. The minus 5x doesn't have anything to combine with, so it stands alone. The fourth example I wanted to bring in here so you can see that this works even when there's more than 2 terms. It works exactly the same way. We'll do 2 times 10x plus 2 times y plus 2 times, plus 2 times -8. And then we'll do all that multiplication. So 2 times 10x gives us 20x. 2 times y gives us 2y. And 2 times -8 gives us -16. So we'll make that a minus 16. All right, now we're at the practice set. Copy down all 4 problems. Leave yourself enough space to solve. Be sure to do the distributive property first. It comes first in the order of operations. And then simplify by combining like terms. We'll correct these in class together on Tuesday. Happy simplifying!